Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time since I've made a video and I've got a really good reason for that. And this video itself is just gonna be answering some questions that people have been asking me really frequently. Like, I get asked this probably every single day, a few times. So I just wanna make a video to clarify what's going on and talk about this like timeline of events that have just kind of happened all at once. I've taken a bit of a break from social media, particularly YouTube. It's super easy for me to post on Instagram when I'm not feeling my best self because it's easy. It's just like you write a motivational caption, you post your photo, boom, there it is. You post about a protein powder, there you go, like there's your post. But I feel like for YouTube, I have a different relationship with you guys. Like, I feel like I cannot fake it on here. And, you know, if I'm not feeling my best self, it's incredibly hard for me to, you know, do this, sit in front of a camera and talk about my life, what I'm doing, what's going on, especially if I don't even know what's going on. So I've kind of just taken a step back and I've, you know, had to really evaluate my life and my goals and what's going on and what my priorities are right now. And I've been doing a lot of journaling and, you know, just writing something down every single day just to, you know, get my thoughts on paper because my head has just been everywhere lately. In that, I was able to discover a lot of things in myself that really aren't making me happy and that I need to work on. So you guys may notice right off the bat, we've got a different background. This is my treadmill. This is the room where I do, you know, all my workouts and just at-home stuff. So basically we are getting our house ready to put it on the market. So we're trying to get our house primed to sell because ultimately my mom and I were gonna buy a new house together. So just that's been also something that we've been dealing with, and that's also why I've kind of taken a step back. But the main thing I wanted to talk about in this video is something people ask me all the time, and that is, am I going to compete this year and when am I gonna compete next? It's funny because when I did that posing seminar in London, my coach was there and he had people asking him when I was gonna compete again because they couldn't get an answer out of me. So they would go to him and say, when is she competing again? When are you gonna make her do another show? And I absolutely loved that. He was so respectful of me and my feelings, and he said, you know what, that's not up to me, that's entirely up to her. So I really appreciated that. It goes to show that he respects me as an athlete, and he's not just gonna force me to do a show or, you know, throw me into, you know, competing in the pro circuit right away. He's letting me have that break that I really need. So thank you, James. If you ever watch this video, thank you for that. I hope you know how much I appreciated that. The question, am I gonna compete this year? I don't have a straight answer for this, but I'm leaning towards saying no. And the reason for that is I have had such an experience post-show that I'm like just now recovering from my previous year of competing. I had this huge goal of turning pro and, you know, becoming an IFBB bikini pro, and that happened faster than I thought it would. And, you know, I was legitimately ready to go the next 5-6 years, like just every single year, go for the pro card. I won my pro card at 20 years old, and it was like, oh my God, like I had legitimately thought for the next 5 to 10 years, like I was gonna give it my all to become a pro. And then when I became a pro at 20, it was kind of like, what do I do now? I noticed not long after winning the pro card, I kind of fell into this like depression because, you know, that goal, that was my purpose. Prep was my purpose. And like for the longest time, I had known myself to always be dieting, always be prepping, and always be competing. And, you know, when I achieved that goal, I was like, well, what do I do? And a big part of me stopped trying. And, you know, when I say trying, I mean, you know, getting up early and eating properly and going to the gym consistently, because I'm like, well, I accomplished that goal. So, you know, now what do I do? Like, I'm gonna take a break. I'm really proud to say that I did my reverse diet excellently, like almost perfectly. There were a few days where, you know, like everybody screws up their reverse a little bit, but I did my reverse diet almost flawlessly. It wasn't until I finished my reverse diet in end of December and the beginning of the new year, 2020, that things started to kind of take a turn in my life, and you know, physically and emotionally, I just kind of started to break down. I don't even really know what happened, but I started getting into this bad habit of night eating. And I mean, like January, February for me was, I felt like I was on this slow decline, but I was watching it happen, and I would pick myself up for like 2 days, and then I would like slam back down into, you know, bad habits. And it just became this repetitive cycle of not binge and restrict, but like overeat, feel shitty about it, get myself on track for a day, and then like totally destroy it the next day. Obviously, after everybody competes, you gain weight, you gain the weight back. Like that's inevitable. Even if you're a guy, like you will gain weight after your show. And early on in my reverse, like when I was still shredded, in my head I was like, oh my god, I'm so fat, I look fat, I need to, you know, work harder. And that really messed with me. That stayed with me for a very long time. And you know, it got to the point where every single day I would look in the mirror and I would, you know, say these horrible things to myself, which I never used to do. And it was bothering me so much and causing me so much emotional distress that I kind of used food as an outlet. Like I would wake up in the morning and I would be so good. I would be eating my meals, I'd be on track. But then once those negative thoughts started to come around, it was just this like nighttime emotionally eating. It's like, at nighttime, I'm more vulnerable to my thoughts, and I definitely used food as an outlet. And by doing that, you know, I would wake up the next day and I would just feel terrible about myself and say like, oh my god, I can't believe I did that. It wasn't binge eating. I wouldn't say that, you know, it was out of control, but I would definitely say that I ate way more than I needed to. And this is far past my show. Like this is like 5-6 months post show. So I really wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting to have those insane food impulses where, you know, I'm eating ice cream in the middle of the night, which is totally okay, but like once you do that for weeks and weeks and weeks, then, you know, it gets kind of carried away. It wasn't until I started getting comments on social media where it really took a turn for the worst. I started receiving comments about my body weight and, you know, my body fat. And people weren't calling me fat, but they were definitely making comments like, oh, you've gained weight, or, you know, I got a constructive criticism comment of someone saying like, your body fat's getting too high for the off season. I know they meant well when they said that, but I definitely took it really, really hard. Many times I've spent crying over, you know, comments like that. And I definitely feel that as an IFBB pro now, there's like this expectation for me to look a certain way 24/7 and, you know, always be on top, which is an incredible amount of pressure. It makes me feel like when I'm not at my 100%, I just don't want to post at all because I'm afraid of the judgment, and I'm also very concerned about how I speak to myself. I found myself, you know, emotionally eating every single night, making the problem even worse. And you know, it got to the point where I go to the gym on Sunday nights to film content with my best friend, because we have a 24-hour key fob. So it's a 24-hour gym. I go there late at night to film my workouts because I don't want to bother anybody. And when I was in the change room changing, something about that lighting is just so, you know, brutal. But I saw myself in the mirror and you know, I just looked at my body and I started crying at the gym. And I just broke down, and I came out of the change room and I said to my friend, I said, we need to go. Like, I can't do this. And so we left. And it was that night that I decided You know, if I'm not even able to do my job properly or do something that I love properly because I'm so uncomfortable in myself, then I need to make a change. Like I can't do this. I was always a person who felt the most self-love when I practiced self-discipline, and you know, like whether that be on a diet or training at the gym, like I was always working my hardest, trying my best. I was trying to eat as intuitively as possible, but I think I was still recovering from, you know, having dieted for a complete year. So trying to eat intuitively after having dieted on 800 calories for quite some time, you know, like it's just, the pendulum swings one way, it has to swing the other way. So I was overeating and I was overshooting way more than I anticipated. That night when I went to the gym and I was crying, and I just decided, you know, like I need to make a change. I can't keep doing this. It's at the point where I don't want to post on Instagram because like I'm not proud of me. I know myself, and I know I have a certain standard of my work ethic and dedication, and I just hold myself to a very high standard. And for me to go below that and really like fall below that, I think it took a bigger toll than I expected. This is something that I did at a young age to express myself and take care of myself, and bodybuilding in itself is something that I fell in love with. And I think because I, you know, dieted for so long, it's kind of like a relationship where you're with the person so much every single day, and then you're just like, okay, I need to take a step back, like I need my own space. And I think after I competed, that was like that break for me. I stopped trying, I needed my space, and it hit a little harder than I thought it would. I reached out to a friend. This was the friend who helped me with my reverse diet, actually. His name is Matt. I said, Matt, I'm gonna show you these pictures. I've never shown anyone these pictures. I took them yesterday and I need your help. So I sent him my pictures. I sent him my front, back, and side. And I said that I've never been this heavy before. I need your help. I don't know what to do. And he was like, I can help you, no problem. Like, I've got you. I've got myself on this little program right now, and I'm on day 2, and I feel so good. I feel so much better. I definitely noticed I dropped a lot of water. I wanna say like I dropped like 5 to 10 pounds of water because, you know, just getting myself on a program and not, you know, overdoing the sodium and not eating whatever in sight, like, it's like my body is like, okay, we can chill out. I also want to shed some light on the fact that we are 7 months post-show. And, you know, it wasn't until like month 5 where I started to really feel some problems, especially getting my menstrual cycle back. And, you know, it's like everything hit me at once. When people ask me, am I going to compete again this year? I think about the past 7 months that I just had, where, you know, it was that transition from getting out of prep to reverse dieting to overeating and being uncomfortable with my body. And now I'm here and I'm, you know, finally getting to a normal headspace where I can go on a diet plan or a program and not freak out because I feel so heavily restricted, or, you know, I'm gonna crash diet or anything like that. And I just think of that, and I think that was over half a year for me to finally feel okay. And to finally feel, you know, like get to where I am now, where, you know, I'm mentally and emotionally and physically kind of connected instead of being all broken up and, you know, this is pulling this way and this is pulling that way. It took a long time for me to get here. When people ask me when I want to compete again, I don't want to give this up, because I feel like for the first time in 5 years, I'm able to live my life and to do different things and to try different diets, different training methods, and, you know, go out with friends and go on dates and, you know, do things. Believe me, I 100% will compete again, like, no doubt. Not to toot my own horn, but I feel like I would just slay. in the pro circuit. Like, I just feel like when I'm ready to compete again, it's like, all right, man, we're gonna kill it, and just like watch out, like boom, I'm gonna do all the shows, want to get my Olympia qualification, like I just want to kill it. But I feel that spark is definitely there. It's just not big enough right now for me to pursue it. I feel like I am starting a new chapter within myself, and you know, with the journaling, it really helps with self-discovery, and you know, going through the rapid weight gain, seeing myself really uncomfortable, but then being able to like really dig deep and get those feelings out on paper and realize that I need to make a change, and you know, do the self-work to really get myself to a place where I feel okay with who I am and I love who I am. If you've followed me for the long run, you'll know I've been on and off like dieting, competing since I was 15 years old, and that's kind of crazy to think because that's the last 5 years of my life. Like, there's a lot of things that I haven't experienced because I've always put prep over, you know, my life. Like, that was my one thing. That was my purpose, my goal. I am excited to compete again, but I also don't want to jump right into it because I know at this moment it's going to be more detrimental. I think it's really important to take a break and just relax when you need it. I mean, I dieted for 11 months and it's taken me 7 months to finally like get to a place where I'm like, okay, I can wear a tank top to the gym. Like, I feel okay. Today is day 2 of this new program that I'm on. It's something I've never done before. I'm gonna have to talk about it in another video because it's super detailed and extensive and just different, and it's blowing my mind. But I'm also noticing like the changes are rapid. And what's great is I am not uncomfortable at all. I'm not on a super low calorie diet. I'm barely doing any cardio, and I feel amazing. You know, able to wear a sports bra on camera. So I mean, that's one step. Yeah, so I'm feeling much better, and I think that right now that is the only thing that I really care about, is just feeling better and feeling beautiful and feeling good in my own body. I still practice my posing. I still do my vacuums. Like, it's always kind of in the back of my mind, like, it's gonna happen. I'm just not there yet. Probably, I'm gonna say I'm probably not gonna compete this year. I think definitely a main focus for me this year is just being the best Tessa I can be for, you know, EHPLABS and Gymshark. Those 2 companies have been so good to me. For example, sorry, I'm gonna wrap this video up just for example of how supportive these companies are. Last week I was having like the worst body image week, like that. This is when it was like super bad. This is before I went to the gym and like had my, you know, breakdown in the change room. And my EHPLABS manager texted me and he asked me to get 12 photos for him of, you know, me holding products and whatnot. And you know, I took that and I digested that for a few days, and then I messaged him and I said, listen, like, I really hope this is possible, but could we push those photos back? Because, you know, I'm not feeling my best self and I'm really struggling physically. And my manager was like, I 100% understand, no problem, like, done. It means the world, and it just, like, I don't even know what to say. Like, it just makes me feel so comfortable knowing that these people and these companies care about me more than, you know, my social media or getting content. It's like they care about how I'm doing, and that's just, that's wonderful. I really hope to upload more often, more frequently. I think this is gonna be like my new video area. I like this. Like, it's you got my treadmill in the back and it's pretty clean, and I like this room. So this is gonna be my new vlog area, and I like this. And I think the next video is probably gonna be on like my new program, what I'm doing. Thank you guys if you've made it this far in the video. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch and listen to me ramble on. It's a beautiful day outside today. I'm gonna go take my dog to the park and just gonna have a good rest of the day. Thank you guys so much for always being there, always supporting me, you know, liking and commenting, and just, I really appreciate it with all of my heart. So I just want you to know that. And I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, I will see you in the next video, and just, yeah, just gonna take this one day at a time, and I'm feeling really good about it.